And tonight, we had the return of one of my favorites at a party to end the show.
Jeff Cobb.
Finally,
Jeff Cobb was back.
the return of Adam Cole, baby. We have been to two different AEW shows so far, and I've yet to be able to see him, so I cannot wait until May to be able to be in that crowd and go like this and yell at the top of my lungs.
Mm-hmm. I am happy that we are like a half-foot difference in height, so that way you won't be able to scream in my ear.
That half foot in height definitely played out when we were at Blood It Cuts, and you could see one of us clearly on camera and not the other.
Yeah. It worked out really well at Clash when we were standing room only, and it's like, yeah, you can stand in front of me. It'll be fine. I can see.
But no joke, it's what I'm most excited for in May, is to be able to finally see Adam Cole in that ring. Because, I mean, right now, we have no idea what the card's going to look like.
Right. We just know that we better get some Adam Cole on that card.
Because, yeah, unfortunately, the first time we went was when it was...
Was that...
That's Blood and Cut, so it was right after he got injured at Forbidden Door.
Yes, that's what it was, right after Forbidden Door. I forgot that was after Forbidden Door.
Yeah, because we were excited that we might get some of the fallout from it.
Yeah, that's what it was. Because that was like the week or two after or something like that.
3 days.
3 days after. I knew that. Yeah, that's what I meant.
I think Forbidden Door was June 26th and we went June 29th.
Yep. Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know why that slipped my mind.
And it'll be... That means shortly after we go to this next show that we get to go to, we'll be wrapping up on 1 year of doing this.
What? Excuse me.
Speaking of long time periods, because they said numerous times, obviously, he had been out, Adam Cole, since then. 9 months.
9 months. Yeah, and then, because, yeah, obviously, All Out, he wasn't going to be there.
But tonight, we got to see him face Daniel Garcia. And unfortunately, at the end of the night, it kind of hinted towards one of my worst fears to be true. But we'll get to that in a moment.
Oh,
I think you nailed it on the head while we were watching the show. Garcia is somebody who is relevant enough. He's a very good worker. So it's a nice way for Cole to come back.
Yeah, like after coming back off of a head injury, good idea to work with someone like Daniel Garcia, who you know for a fact is not going to hurt you.
I mean, they definitely play with the story of doing things that would risk further injury because he got piled. He took 2 different pile drivers.
Yeah, he took 2 pile drivers. So, yeah, but just the way Garcia does his pile drivers is so safe, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could tell his head got nowhere near the mat, but it still looked effective.
The first one looked kind of scary. The second one, you could clearly see him do like the falling backwards to cradle him.
Mm-hmm.
And that was good to see. But they definitely played into the story because after that first pile driver, Adam Cole held his head, neck area, rolled out of the ring. The ref did the whole checking on him.
Yeah, he played into it pretty well. I think overall, I think this was just a solid first match back for him. Like I was saying, I didn't think it was going to be anything special, but just something to get that first match back in. And with Daniel Garcia, it's going to at least be to a certain level of good.
Right. You get to lead into the new show All Access. You get to have the fans be excited because after that long didn't really matter what else could happen on the card. He was gonna get some of the loudest pops of the night. And you and I talked about the crowd wasn't great, but it wasn't just for Adam Cole, because those chants directed at Daniel Garcia were loud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just before they went to the break, the "You're a Wrestler" chants were going pretty loud.
Mm-hmm. I actually was a little bit upset because it was a loud chant, it was going strong, and you got to hear it for like 5 seconds, and it was like commercial. I was like, oh, come on, the crowd is so hot right now.
Yeah, because the crowd wasn't bad, but they just were. Or either at the very least they didn't appreciate what we saw earlier. As I thought that we had some good matches on the card, and it seemed like the crowd was just like they looked kind of like a Rampage crowd.
I mean, I don't think we had anything amazing match-wise to get excited for on tonight's show in terms of like dream matches or anything in that regard. But overall on the show, very good for storytelling and everything. And this match was just simply, you're excited for it because Adam Cole's returning. It's not like, oh my God, I need to see Garcia versus Cole. I didn't. Yeah. Or Orange Cassidy versus the Butcher.
Hey, that was a sexy match, okay? There was sexy stuff on this card, but I don't know. But yeah, Adam Cole Garcia, you just putting Adam Cole's first match on the card, you didn't really even have to do much. Just because people were so ready to see Cole again.
And then
I say people, I say me. People were ready.
In the logical thing is Adam Cole wins, which he did. You and I were talking throughout the show, like a lot of these shows a lot of the matches had obvious outcomes, and I was like, I could see them in the main event possibly ruining Cole's comeback just to build a story. But
yeah,
we kind of got that, but we kind of didn't, because Adam Cole won after a Panama Sunrise and then lowers the boom.
The boom.
So many streamers after the match.
Oh, bye. Yeah, you would have thought he was the new champ. I've seen champions get way less of a celebration.
I equated him to like a fork in a plate of spaghetti, because after he'd been standing in there for a while, you could see that it twirled up around his legs. He just had like a big chunk.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he was. And then Britt had to wade through the sea of streamers to get to him. But yeah, this was like that whole triumphant hero end of the movie kind of thing going on. Like, he wins the match, his lady comes on down, he gets the big kiss, and they're both covered in streamers, looking like they're about to trip over him.
So after all that happens, Judas hits, Jericho walks down to the ring. He kind of gets like a half step into the ring, like looking over Garcia before pulling him out and then walking with him up the ramp. But he kept doing this like little pause where he starts to look over his shoulder but stops, so he doesn't actually look at Cole. He does it at the base of the ramp and then up on the top of the stage.
Yeah, he does it both spots there. He never turns around and looks at him, but are we about to do? He's the next person to get locked into the Jericho thing that's going on? Yeah, like, here you go. You just signed up for 3 months at least of Jericho.
Right.
And if Groundhog doesn't see its shadow, then you got 6 months of Jericho.
Which means we know.
And if it's the BCC, you got a year of Jericho.
And we know within probably 2 or 3 weeks, he's going to have a match set up with Sammy.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, Sammy's kind of involved in a lot of other stuff now. They might start to focus in on him on other things.
That's true. They might just, especially since the Hager hat is over, they might just use Hager a little bit more. And it's Hager's hat, Not even Hager. That's great.